You, yeah, you. Stay tuned through this video so you can learn how I leverage the vast resources across multiple planets in order to logistically bring everything together to this biochemical facility and produce the wonderful blue Anion exchange beads. Hello everyone, I'm Havoc and this is Factorio Space Exploration. Now, last time we left off trying to get this washed iridite here to novice orbit, and I kind of stranded myself. I landed on Forge Hammer, where we get our washed iridite from, and did not have enough capsules to get back anywhere else. So I had to sit around and wait a while for my very painfully slow setup to make enough extra cargo rocket sections to then make my rocket out of there. So I will hopefully not make that mistake again because that was very painful. But I was able to mess around, get a few things going. I did get our washed iridite here in novice orbit, sitting already unloaded and ready to go. We do send the signal out. However, I haven't been back to Forge Hammer to hook this up to the rocket itself, so it will not launch again when this is ready, even though this isn't anywhere near ready. But it won't be ready for a while. So what is our next plan of action? We're going to need to see what we could do to process this, right? Because I've got it in washed form. I needed to get it to powder and then also to ingot form. But let's take one step at a time here. So we're looking at iridium powder, and iridium powder takes the washed iridite we have here and anion exchange beads and water. Well, I have water in space. I've got the washed iridite. What I don't have are the exchange beads, the ion exchange beads. So we need to look at these. These take plastic cryonite rods, which we make in Marzana, sulfuric acid, and steam. So if we take a look around here, I've got sulfur crystal right there. Do I have sulfuric acid here in space as a fluid? And if not, is that something I can do relatively easily? So I have room to just bring sulfuric acid barreled up here, and or I could make it here in space. Those are both options. It's probably better to make it into sulfuric acid, barrel it, and bring it up. To be honest, I haven't done the math on it, but you get 50 sulfuric acid. This makes 50 out of 1 iron plate, 5 sulfur, and then 100 water. So if you're going to be bringing the water up here, which is going to be in barrels already, yeah, I think it's best to simply make all of this planet side and send the sulfuric acid up as a barreled acid. I believe that's the best way to do it. If you have a differing opinion, feel free to hit up the comments and let me know. I will absolutely go with the best way to do it, possibly. But for right now, I think we're going to worry about getting barrels up here, and then what was the other thing? Plastic and steam. So I have water right here. I can make steam in space by just putting down a boiler, which I have an electric boiler, so that's fine. And I'll probably do that locally right where we're going to craft this rather than have a whole area for steam. I don't know that we'll use that much steam in this area. And then let's take a look at what's going to happen here. So this is going to take cryonite rods, plastic, and then the steam to make these ion exchange beads. We're going to then use these beads in combination with the washed iridite and a little bit more water, and we're going to get iridium powder, ion exchange beads, a chance of washed iridite back, and a small chance of sand. But we don't get any water back, so this, I don't have to worry about trying to recycle this, and that's perfect then, because I can handle that in space here. That's not going to be a big deal. So, yeah, this doesn't seem that hard. Wait, do I have plastic here in space somewhere? Maybe I can just use the map to look around rather than going nice and slow, because I'm very slow on my jetpack settings. I need all the life support, not jetpacks. Okay, so I don't see plastic here. And I don't think doing processing for plastic in space is the best idea either. Let's look at this. Because it'll take coal, and one coal make 2 plastic bars, but it takes 20 petroleum gas. Maybe potentially if I start processing things here and I have petroleum gas and or coal as a byproduct that comes out of that, I can recycle that into plastic here. But it looks like I need to get plastic and I need to get sulfuric acid here into space in order to get this ball rolling and do what we need to do to process this. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I have forgotten just how good it is to come back to Factorio and say, I need plastic. Well, where do I get plastic? Let's just search up plastic under, you just plop a train down and say plastic. And then the way that I've named things, I know exactly where plastic comes from. And I can go ping right over. That's where plastic goes. But I can get plastic in a few different ways. I have plastic coming from our core mining setup right over here that I've just been stockpiling for so long that it backed up the core mining drills and they stopped. Well, guess what? I could use that plastic now. It's amazing. So I just plop down a train, tell it where to go. Boom, it just works. It's plug and play. The way I've built my factory is magnificent, and I completely forgot about it. Oh my. But we do have an issue right over here, and that is its sulfuric acid. Oh, yeah, slow. So I've got an idea for this. Let's go ahead and replace these like so. This is, no, this is not right. Because I had belts down there. Okay. Yes. So it's slow because it's only able to request the, well, okay, well, off it goes. It finally made it. It's only able to request enough for one chest. So if I could just come down here and do something along the lines of that, swap this around, the bots can still bring the 480, and yeah, I can get rid of that. Oh, perfect time for an autosave. Just looks like the game crashed, gave me a small heart attack. It's okay. Everything is fine. We're good here. What am I doing with this? What is going on? Yes, you can tell. It has been a while since I have played. Let's get that up and running and just drop those off. So, but yes, it is incredibly easy. The way I have everything. Look, this rock is just ready again. Oh my gosh, I love my factory. I have missed you so. I'm quite enjoying Satisfactory, but Factorio, oh boy, you and me, we've got a history, and boy do I love it. So I've got plastic plugged in here, and it is ready to go into space. I have the sulfuric acid. You saw it's already launched. I was in the process of just using this little view surface feature to drop down a few more landing pads, and I'm missing some components. So we're going to need to deliver these things to space when we go up there. And that got me thinking, I really need to get a rocket loaded up with space resources for building in space, because I am getting ready to absolutely explode my novice orbit platform factory. And that's not going to be possible without the ability to get stuff up there to build with. So that's probably in the works. But right now, that's not what today's episode is about. So let's get back to it. Yes, work, my glorious robots. Look at them, busy and everything alive. That's because we have really absolutely kicked the factory into gear, gathering these resources that we are going to take into space with us. And those resources are all what's right here. Yes, that's right. A lot of things are going to be joining us in space here. So without a further ado, let's go ahead and grab those items. I'm just going to pick these up. I really don't need this to be refilling constantly. I just wanted to get what I needed then. We are going to change back into our wonderful jetpack space equipment thruster suit. That's what it's called. Yep, it's one of those. It's the thruster suit, the last one. That's what it's called. But we are going to Novice Orbit, personal landing pad. We've got some goodies. Let's hit the skies and go up there in our rocket so we can take a look at what's going on. We need to set it up so we can receive this glorious plastic our factory has provided us with. We already have sulfuric acid going up there. And again, because I have set everything up in a very plug-and-play fashion and very easily expandable, the sulfuric acid is already in storage right here. All I had to do was change some filters and some recipes in these mini loaders and assembly machines, and boom, sulfuric acid, and not a small amount of it either. That's 350,000. Yes, we've got some sulfuric acid in space. Let's see what we're gonna do. That should be unloading all of these resources. Let's see. The only problem with that is this is slow and this is going into a passive one, not an active provider. So we are going to need to change that up just a little bit. I want that to forcibly remove any items that go into it, which means I'm going to need to actually make one of these. I'm missing a little bit of steel. If only I knew where I could come by some steel. Good thing there's tons of it in space. I've got a little bit of everything up here, and that's exactly how I want it. Where did that go? Didn't craft yet. Now it's finished. Drop it in. We're looking for some of these because I want to do this much faster. Let's empty that completely and rapidly. The only thing is I think these should always be able to get the cargo rockets out and the space pod out first, because those items show up at the bottom below the contents of the rocket and it starts emptying. Actually, it may simply do that as well. I don't know, but that's okay, because it's all going to go essentially to the same place. This is going to go to the storage. This is going to go to the storage. So I think that's all right. And then we request those set items to be delivered very neatly right up here to our re-entry point where I just dropped down the space pod. Oh no! Oh, Jerry! This bot right here. This one was Jerry, I know. I can see the serial number right on the side there. And it has crashed. Devastating. Good news is I have thousands more. So let's get our plastic going down here. It's very simple. All I need to do is name this as what? Plastic. Simple and easy. And then we're going to change this to also be plastic, which would be in this tab. Oh yes, it's looking good here. I do want, let's just use the copy command. I would like to get just, hold on, not what I want just this, there. Simple and easy. No, that's not what I want. All right, plastic. Now I can also come in here and say, oh, I definitely don't want that to be what shows up there. That might be a problem. This is not supposed to be outputting sulfuric acid signal. That was a bit of a mistake. Oops. I need to probably have this set up blank somewhere that I can copy and paste, and that's something I definitely want to add to the list of improvements I can make so that I can just constantly expand this down very easily without accidentally sending an errant signal or two that just absolutely melts everything and wastes a bunch of resources, as in a rocket that lands crashes because it doesn't have somewhere to land. That would not be good. So, plastic. We have a landing pad. It's ready to receive it. We are currently transmitting the signal for plastic to go out. Let's head back down to Novice via the view surface and see what's going on here. This is set to output a green signal. When it receives plastic of 1, it's receiving plastic of 1. And then here we go. This is why it is. We want to launch on green signal with full cargo. I did not click launch there, although I did hover the mouse over it. It is automatically going and delivering our plastic straight to us in a modular fashion. Now what we need to figure out is where are we going to process this in order to make the cryonite. We need steam. So if we just take a quick look over here, you can see that I'm making a main bus setup here in space. So obviously we don't want to build down here, as this is where I'm going to constantly expand new items that are going to be delivered to space. I don't want to impede on that. We have our water up here to make steam off of, and we have sulfuric acid locally. I might actually just process and make the steam here and then pipe it out. I'm not sure. I don't know what other things might be using steam here in space, and if there are other things using steam in space, there might be a good reason to have that. If you know, go ahead and hit the comments down there and say, hey, definitely go ahead and get a fluid bus for steam going, because you're going to need it. I don't know. I haven't made it that far. But in the meantime, I may just do it locally. So we're going to need to head somewhere probably over here in order to process our wonderful, what are they called again? Anion ion exchange beads. And I have brought the resources to space in order to make an awful lot more of our, what are they called? It's the place that I'm going to craft these in. Biochemical facilities. I need to make those. I have the resources delivered here, but I didn't make many of them. I may have a few in storage, but I want to go ahead and make quite a good number of them right now. And I think the best way to do that is to simply change this thing's recipe and change the recipes that this is requesting. Go ahead and bring those over here. And this is going to get me a few more of these. I may not even need that many of these biochemical facilities. They may be exceptionally fast at what they do. They look wicked cool. I mean, everything in this mod pack looks wicked cool. So let's go ahead and say I would like to make, I've already forgotten this right here, the blue beads. What is the crafting speed to this? 10 seconds crafting speed. This thing has a crafting speed of 4, so it's going to take 2.5 seconds. That's pretty interesting. So let's head right out here. Sulfuric acid, we're going to need some space pipes. I need to clear a bit of room in my inventory simply because I'm carrying too many items around, and holy cow, this stuff makes you fast. I need more of this. What is this called? It's the plating, right? It's the space plating. I've definitely got to get more of that down where I transverse, or more jetpacks in my thruster suit. One of the two is going to need to happen sooner rather than later. That cleans my inventory slightly. None of these pipes are useful here. I guess I should have swapped my inventory out for working in space while I was preparing what I needed to come up here in the rocket. But that's okay. I'm getting smarter. It's just a slow process. Sulfuric acid. So another issue that I've realized is I kind of built things in between my items bus and my fluid bus. That might have been a mistake. Maybe it's not. Maybe I can just squeeze my fluid bus down a little bit more and make it more compact where I need it to be compact. So I don't need this to be super compact right over here. I can just have it separated out, and then I can shrink it down when I get where I'm going. Goodness gracious, that's some crazy wind. It is storming where I am. I hope that's not too loud for you guys. But we're going to just bring this out, and I can just hold down the left mouse until we get about here, and it's actually when I run out of them, and we can shrink it down and move it over. So I want to leave myself some room. Let's go ahead and just expand this area out. I'm going to be building here. Let's put my bots in space to work. We're going to lose a few more Jerrys. Oh, it's unfortunate. I don't even know how much of this I have in space, to be honest with you. But I need to get down to where my plastic comes in, which is somewhere along here. And I need to expand out the belts for the plastic. Oh, we have a problem. The plastic's not here. Oh boy. And that means, yep, we didn't. Oh, we That's magic, and I bet you guys got that. I can't wait to read the comments on that one. We launched a rocket of plastic just out into novice orbit, just kind of anywhere. So, where did that land? Oh boy. Did it crash and my bots clean it up? Am I storing a ton of plastic? I don't know. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll get some more plastic up here, only because I have quite the backlog of it already. Here we have it. The factory, the little mini factory that makes our Anion Ion exchange beads. It's beautiful. Look at the beautiful blue beads as they go by. So if we take a look here, actually let's do this map view. I ended up just bringing the water over, and I'm boiling the water locally here into steam. And then I brought the sulfuric acid line over, dropped it down, and it comes in either side to get to what it needs to, because these take steam and sulfuric acid to run. We are simply bringing the plastic and the cyanite rod, cyanite, what is this stuff? Goodness gracious. One moment. So I can stop saying it wrong. Where is it at? There it is. Cryonite. The cryonite rods and the plastic come across the map on the bottom and then just work their way up. I've already set it up so we can bring the other resources across as we need them. They'll just underground to where they go and come up to this beautiful little facility where I have 8 of the biochemical facilities currently crafting, and I haven't put any kind of modules in these whatsoever. I mean, we could. Do they take productivity modules? No, they do not. So, but they'll take speed modules. I really don't think I need speed modules. I mean, these things don't take that awful long. It's 10 seconds to craft, but these little biochemical facilities have a crafting speed of 4, so that means it only takes 2.5 seconds to craft 10 of these. So I'm getting quite a lot right now. In fact, so much that I had to throw this thing down so it'll be running during the footage so you can see it in action, because it backed up the one little storage chest very quickly. But this right here, this is the culmination of quite a lot of work. In order to get this functioning, I have leveraged many different factories on different planets and logistics of delivering resources via rocket all the way here, and now we have it and we can move forward. That's going to be it for today's episode, though. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit that like button. I do appreciate that. If you like my content and you're not already subscribed, subscribe so you can see it more often and get notified when it comes out. And as always, I will see you all next time. Hey you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Stay tuned to this video so you can see how I make this wonderful Hey you. Yeah, you. Stay tuned to this video so you can see how I make this wonderful biochemical factory facility.